Crash Course Instrumentation presents Saturday History Special, Episode 18. Valves and Light, Vacuum Tubes, Selenium, and the Race to Miniaturize. Goal: a fast, friendly tour of Thermionic Valves, Vacuum Tubes, and Fuze Selenium Light, Rectifier Tech. From early radios to WWII proximity fuses, then on to modern high power and space uses. Cold open, hook. Imagine controlling electricity with a tiny, empty glass bottle. That was the vacuum tube, the original electronic valve. Now imagine a chunk of selenium that changes its behavior when light hits it. That was an early route to light sensing and rectification. Together, they powered radio, radar, early computers, and a secret device that changed WWII to thermionic basics, plain English. A heated cathode boils off electrons inside a vacuum. This is thermionic emission. A lab plate, anode. At positive potential, pulls those electrons across the vacuum. Current flows one way like a valve. Add a power control grid between cathode and plate, and you can power modulate a big plate current with a tiny grid voltage. Hello, triode amplifier. More grids add performance. Tetrode, screen grid, pentode, suppressor grid for higher gain and lower capacitance. Other tube families, rectifiers, one-way current, thyrotrons, gas-filled switches, magnetrons, microwave power, Klystrons, and WWII traveling wave tubes, radio frequency amplification in radars and satellites, selenium, light and rectifiers. In 1873, experimenters found selenium's resistance drops under light, photoconductivity, leading to early light meters and optical sensors. By the 1930s-50s, selenium rectifiers acted as early diodes in battery chargers and radio power supplies, later replaced by silicon diodes for efficiency and reliability. Selenium, photocells, and phototubes helped cameras measure exposure before silicon photodiodes took over. WWII, miniaturization, the proximity fuse, the jaw-dropper. Anti-aircraft shells used to explode by our timers, or impact. Not great for fast aircraft. Engineers created a tiny radio transmitter receiver and a miniature vacuum tube detector inside the shells. Nose fuse. When the shell neared a plane, the sound reflected radio signal changed. Doppler field strength. The circuit triggered, and the shell detonated near the target. To survive launch, tubes were miniaturized and ruggedized to handle tens of thousands of joules of acceleration and intense spin, and unheard of materials and manufacturing feat. Result: far more effective anti-aircraft fire, a pivotal step in electronics. Miniaturization, quality control, and battlefield radar integration. After the war, from tubes to transistors and beyond. 1950s, 60s, transistors, and then integrated circuits. ICs displaced most tubes, smaller, cooler, and cheaper for consumer gear. But tubes didn't vanish. For very high power, and some microwaves. Tubes still shine. Magnetrons, in radar and microwave ovens. Klystrons, in accelerators, traveling wave tubes. In satellite communications. Audio and music kept some tubes alive. Guitar amps and hi-fi gear used tube nonlinearities for a distinct sound. Space keeps using TWT amplifiers because they handle high radio frequency power, efficiently with long life in vacuum. How the tech works. Vacuum tubes act like voltage-controlled current sources. Small, grid, change. Big, plate, change. Great for sham amplifying. Weak signals. Selenium light sensors act like resistors that shrink. Underlight. Selenium rectifiers act like one-way valves for alternating current. Trade-offs. Tubes handle high voltage power, but need in heaters. Silicon is tiny and efficient, but can struggle at some extreme radio frequency high power edges, where you'll still see them today. Broadcast transmitters, particle accelerators, radar sets, satellite, downlinks, uplinks, Klystrons, and TBOTs, industrial microwave heaters, and Magnetrons, studio gear and CAD tube preamps for music, niche, high voltage, supplies and scientific instruments. Selenium persists mainly in history and restoration. Modern light sensing is what silicon, photodiodes, CMOS sensors, and SHI, compound semiconductors, for infrared. Fun, weird sidebar. The Fuze tubes had to be out vacuum tight and white shock proof. Teams developed wax-potted subminiature tubes with hair-thin leads and new, accelerated life tests. A manufacturing moonshot in wartime. Early but computer memory. Used tubes and wired mercury delay lines. Rooms of equipment did what a wristwatch chip does now. Progress is wild. Wrap up. What to remember. Tubes. Thermionic valves. Amplified and rectified before transistors. Selenium. Sensed light and rectified power. WWII drove. Miniaturization. The proximity fuse proved rugged. Microtubes were possible and changed air defense. Modern tech still uses high-power tubes where silicon hits limits. Silicon rules light sensing today. Credits and CTA. Huge thanks to Tony Kupalt and the open source community for the instructional models that inspire crash course instrumentation. If this helped, please like the video, subscribe to Crash Course Instrumentation, and share with a classmate or coworker.